listen, this is how I see the whole situation with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. I think from the jump, I can see the fight as like 70-30, but in some cases, I can see it as 60-40. I think a lot of people don't understand it. Ryan is a good fighter. He's just not on the level of like T.O., Tank, and Devin. But Ryan's really good at closing distance. He can give anybody in the ring trouble. And he does have a resume against decent competition to give him a chance in the fight.
Yeah, I think he applies the pressure, which is something that was going to be interesting against Haney, like I just said, because he's never faced a guy his size apply that pressure. Everybody that applies pressure against Haney has been a Regis Prograis, has been a Cambosis, has been a short arm guy. Other than Linares, basically, and Linares still had a shorter reach by 2 inches. So this, to me, the real test. Somebody his own size. The only bad part is it's Ryan Garcia, who is a mediocre fighter, right? In our opinion, other than getting a lucky knockout, which I don't see that happening. I don't see him beating him by points at all. So, what do you think? I think it's easy. UD probably 10 rounds to 2 by Haney. Um, or maybe I don't think it's a knockout, but what do you think, Robert?
I think Haney could mess around. If we're talking UD, Haney could pull a 12-0. He's fighting Ryan. Haney could pull a 12-0. Haney could really sit down and outbox him, and then he's enough to keep him at bay. So, yeah.
But how do you know that if this is the first time he spot a guy that size?
Don't matter. We know what Ryan do. Ryan ain't got no fundamentals. Ryan, whenever Ryan impatient, the same thing that happened with Tank. He get impatient. So he'll go try to walk in on Haney. Haney might not drop him, but Haney gonna make him pay, points wise.
What do you think, Diggins?
Okay, so when you were talking about applying pressure, Ryan can definitely do that, but I feel like it's not gonna work against this skilled of a fighter. Ryan's gonna try and move in, and I was just watching the Progress fight. Not that the reach is the same, but you still gotta try and get inside. And I feel like Devin is just gonna pick him apart, and it's gonna be bad. Like like you said, probably unanimous decision. But I mean, like I don't know how much Ryan can take. So I don't know. I've never really seen him get whooped like that. I've seen him get dropped, but not like whooped throughout a whole fight. So I don't know how it's gonna
Do
go.
you guys see him?
But
Do you guys see him like being able to get a knockout Haney at all, or what's going to happen?
I think Ryan will win like the first round, 2, 3, maybe just because like Devin will like pick up or like look at what he's doing, like try and pick him apart and then go from there.
Do you guys think Ryan's going to be just missing all those shots like he did in the first 2 rounds of the Tank fight? Like he's just going to be throwing a bunch of wide open shots and missing against Haney while Haney's picking him apart? Do you guys think Haney is going to step up to him?
He was missing those shots because Tank is short and Tank ducks low as hell.
Right.
So he was barely missing. So all those shots, if he would have caught him with one, who knows what would have happened. But I mean, we did see what happened when he caught him with shots. Tank got a chance. But I feel like he will hit him. We know Haney sometimes get hit, but
and drops his
head. I don't think they're gonna do anything. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna really bother him because Haney is like the most fundamental skilled fighter ever. Haney the type of fighter who like if he stun you right now, he's not gonna rush you. He's just gonna still wait and be patient and wait for it.
Like that's what I'm saying. Do you guys think he's stepping forward at all? That's why I don't think it's possible for him to get a knockout too.
Wait, no, not to interrupt, but just Haney does drop his head from time to time, so he just has to watch that with Ryan's left hook. But I mean, like I don't see him getting caught with it, but Haney does drop his head some. So.
What about you, Koopa? You think he can knock him out?
I think a lot of people are looking at Ryan's like past fights and Devin's past fights, and Rob brought up a really good point about Tank being shorter than Ryan, but I think you can see some improvement with Derek James that would allow Ryan to make more connects than a person would think. I still think that Devin UDs him. He uses his defense and evasiveness, but Ryan is just against fighters he shouldn't have touched up as much, he was still able to close that distance.
Mhm.
Devin isn't used to a person getting up close and throwing a lot of combinations. He had some. Linares had some success, especially when he wobbled Devin, but Ryan throws lots of combos. He's fast and he's young. Kambosos was
Cambosis goes in and throws a lot of combos.
but he's not.
Yeah.
But at 140 against a guy like Ryan, I just don't see like Kambosos would have less success. Ryan's going to have more success, I think.
Okay, I just feel like Ryan does throw his combos like a little wild sometimes when he gets overconfident, so he just has to be careful with that.
That can.
Yeah,
what's up, Robert?
I was saying that can affect Haney off that Maidana type, just throwing wild punches. Wild punches, and then once you do start throwing, that's one thing we haven't seen with Haney. Like when somebody start throwing and don't let up, what can he do against that? He ain't somebody who stun him in the round ends or nothing like that. We know Ryan gonna come out and start throwing, so it's just in that period. How do Haney react to that?
I mean, I'm thinking defensively. Like clearly, Devin is the better defensive fighter. So like, I just don't see Ryan being able to go the whole fight. Like Ryan is gonna attack, but I feel like Devin's just gonna counter him, and he's just gonna like make him uncomfortable. Ryan can't really take hits. I feel like he kind of gets flustered. So.
Yeah, and we've seen Ryan get knocked down and win a fight. We've never seen Haney get knocked down, but we've seen him get hurt every fucking fight, basically, except for those Kambosos fights.
And I also think it is how like whenever Ryan fought Tank, once Tank dropped him, I feel like that kept Ryan at bay. Will Haney be able to keep Ryan at bay whenever Ryan gets undisciplined and coming in and just start throwing?
See, but I don't think it's necessarily the knockout. It's like getting hit over and over again isn't fun either. Like, and then you actually still have to go through with the whole fight, like opposed to just getting like knocked. I mean, you get knocked down, you still got to go through with the fight. But like, I think it's just different if you're constantly just getting popped.
I mean, Haney hasn't had a knockout since 2019, right? So that's 5 years now.
No, but I said it's not about the knockout.
No, I know. I'm just saying I don't see
any out there boxing.
So what's next for Devin if he wins? Who do you guys think he should fight next? Koopa, we can start with you.
All right, so Eddie actually released a statement saying that he wanted Devin to fight Sandor Martin. In my mind, I feel like unless you are going after Tio eventually, that's where it would make sense. Because I'm like, if Devin doesn't plan on fighting Tio, a fight with Sandor Martin, he doesn't have to do it. But if he wants to honor his mandatory and just be that guy, so be it. But let's say he gets a dominant win over Martin, who gave Teofimo Lopez trouble. It just makes that fight between them a lot more interesting.
Yeah, but what does he sell if he fights Martin? That's what I think. Now that Ryan said screw the belt with his weighing 3 pounds over, belts are pretty much going to be close to meaningless now. So what does that really do for him fighting that mandatory? It's like, screw it. I just got hot as hell off this Ryan Garcia fight. Let me go make an even bigger fight against, like, go straight for the Teofimo, straight for the.
All he should do is
for the Tank, the big fight.
I think after this, Haney should just try to unify. Yeah, we know what it is with the belts, but we know how the real boxing fans is with the belts. You keep unifying, you become undisputed. That's the legacy there. And Ryan say he don't care about the belt now because he was overweight. But just a few months ago, he was talking about how the WBC is one of the most prestigious belts, and he wants the belt. So he missed weight because he couldn't make weight because he was doing whatever he was doing. But
I don't think he missed weight because.
No, I think
he missed weight because he wanted the advantage. He didn't want to lose the advantage in the fight. He said, "Screw the belt. If I win, it doesn't matter. The belt doesn't matter." And being honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Ryan.
I feel like that's just the last resort. Like that ended up happening, so he's gonna say, "Screw it," you know. Like, of course, now you say screw it. It's not like you're going to say that before you come in overweight, you know?
But I guarantee you he wouldn't have came in overweight if he was fighting Rolly. I guarantee you he'd have went
for that belt.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
I agree with Rob. 100%.
Guarantee
He
you.
wouldn't
It's
have
just one of those
for
things
sure.
that I feel like.
I mean,
feel like
bro,
he
who
could-
knows?
I feel like
He
he
came in
could got-
overweight for 1.5 mil today. Like, who knows? He might do it for
but I
anything,
mean,
bro.
Yeah, that's coming from the same person who made 30+ mil his last fight. Well,
But
not
I feel it
fight
like
with
all
Tank.
that just went into the selling the fight. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
he actually paid him. Like, okay, we can just report that he paid the 1.5 million. You know, it's just like an extra little story to go with it.
No, all they did
Yeah.
was restructure the contract and probably gave Devin Haney 1.5 mil more.
And even if he gets knocked out tomorrow night, he's still, you know what I mean? Like, he's still making $20 million, even if he gets knocked out tomorrow. So,
Right.
so he'll be straight anyway. We probably didn't even pay him in cash or anything. He's like, hey, I'll just pay you after the fight when we get our money. Like, you can have a little bit more of the split. That's probably what Ryan said. He's getting 55 anyways, 55%.
All right.
Yeah,
But
they're probably
if
planning
Ryan
Devin-
wins,
Hey, wait. Let
if
me.
Ryan wins,
Wait,
what
wait,
happens?
Let me. For Haney's next fight, I think you have to wait and see Tio's next fight, just because like based off his last performance,
No, he
you
gonna
know,
go crazy. He off and on. He did bad his
Nah,
last
nah,
fight,
he
so that means
should.
his next fight he gonna go crazy.
He should. I just expected that out of him the last fight too. So I mean, you know, you really never know. But I think you really just have to see how that goes and then like go from there. Like I mean, if like when he wins, like you know, take a second, like see whatever, see your landscape, you know, and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's not him, it's probably Pitbull, he's honestly most likely going to fight next because that's a big fight and an easy fight
Makes
for
sense.
Haney.
Too.
He'd probably sell 100 against Pitbull after the hype up of this Ryan fight.
I mean, 100,000 tickets or like 100,000
Right.
pay-per-view buys. Like, what you talking about, Frank?
100,000 pay-per-view buys.
Wait, that's
100K
your mom?
pay-per-view buys. Me? No, that's Robert's little daughter and wife, bro. I'm pretty sure that's why he's spinning off the
My
channel.
bad. Okay, well, until he gets back. So this is my take, Frank. Listen. All right. Like I said, he can not fight Sandor Martin because of the belt situation. If he wants to make a fight with Tio, because Tio, it's to give him a leg up in the fight. And I do agree with Jenkins because Tio has this weird oven flows with his fights. Like he'll be a dominant fighter in one fight and then have a lackluster performance his next fight. And that's been the case the last several fights. So I think we need to see if he's going to be a true showman. But you don't think that him dominating Sandor Martin is going to help him with the Tio fight? But I also agree that you shouldn't wait too long, especially if the iron's hot with a lot of these situations. If Tio does dominate and Devin dominates Ryan, I guess you can see he can just skip over Martin and just go straight for Tio.
Right.
Yeah, and the only thing I was saying was if he fights Sandor, and sells another, let's say a 50K fight, 50K pay-per-view fight, and he, let's say, barely wins that one, or because it's a tough competition but not a big name, or he completely dominates but it's too boring for people, let's say, then he could lose his hype that he's getting from this Ryan Garcia fight, which might be the most hype he'll ever have coming off a fight, in the history of the rest of his career.
Now,
Dude,
Devin
This is going to be a pretty big fight.
Devin to have that back half hype that Floyd Mayweather had. What I mean is you got a good amount of people who only tuning in just to hope he lose, just to see him lose.
And plus, if he dominates tomorrow, then it's if Haney dominates tomorrow, then it's the official, all right, Devin Haney is here message is going to be around the boxing world. I know, but if he doesn't get hurt, yeah, but he could dominate and then get hurt at the end like he always does. He can't get hurt.
Over here.
If it's another pro Grace, yeah. What's up, Koopa?
No, Rob over here talking about like people are gonna watch just to see him lose. I mean, like TikTokers and women, bro. What you mean? Like who's gonna tune in?
I'm talking about Haney.
Yeah,
Haney.
I know. Like they're gonna tune in.
Everyone.
Devin Haney. Like,
no,
come on, bro.
Why do you think I'm watching a Devin Haney fight, bro?
Oh my
God! Watch him lose.
Bro.
Come on, we know Floyd Mayweather sold because we know we all knew he was gonna win. But there was a good amount of people just tuning in. Oh, I hope he loses.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not
Same
saying
thing with
that's
like
bad.
LeBron
If people
when he was
watching,
on
hoping he
Cleveland.
lose.
Same thing.
I'm not
everything.
saying that's bad, bro. That's gonna help pay-per-view numbers. That's gonna help his viewership. That's gonna help his stock. Because even if they hate him, they still watching him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't saying it to talk shit on Mr. Lord Haney.
Hey, you put them quotations away.
Hey, he
Put some
unblocked you.
respect on that man's name. Lord Devin the Dream.
He
Lord Devin
unblocked
the
you or what?
American Dream Haney.
Yo, so another question here with Ryan. Is this Ryan's last chance? Like, is he basically, if he loses this one bad, just like he did against Tank, is it one more he's got left until people start saying, all right, let's stop paying attention to this guy? Is he always going to be the biggest attraction, even with losses, by losses?
Casuals still gonna watch him. The pure hard boxing fans, they gonna give it up. Franklin, them saying, we went to the fight, me, you, and Jenkins. How many groups of 4 and 5 females was at the fight? And we like, what the hell? They gonna still be tuning in.
Hey, as long as
but if he gets,
as long as he's lit online, he'll be fine. This
Hey,
like
as long as
boxing
he
is
keeps
all
saying,
about.
as long as he keeps saying praise Jesus, he'll be fine.
Well, but boxing is gonna always be about like sales and BS and not actually like skills. So I mean, he'll last as long as his hype does. As long as he's clouded up on social media, he'll be fine.
yeah.
Like, because
that's
why we're here in the first place, watching the Devin Haney fight.
Exactly.
I mean, like, we'd watch Devin Haney because he's Devin Haney, but Ryan is, he's selling the shit out of this. And he was a big ass social media person before this too. So,
all right, I got you.
Not
Frank.
Devin, he's selling 50K.
You can't be using them Rick Glacier numbers, bro. I think it's closer to like 120, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. So listen, so this thing with Ryan. I think that, bro, as boxing, we're more like not more common. We're more like hardcore boxing fans, but we still like watching Ryan though. Like, that's my thing. It's just that Ryan has not gotten completely obliterated in the fight. If Ryan jumps into this fight with Devin and he looks like dog shit, the people wanted to watch him come around the second time is not really going to be there if he gets completely dominated. Like, if Ryan was so popular, like, how come he wasn't filling up these arenas and he wasn't getting paid that much, right? It wasn't until he went on that run, Luke Campbell, Javier Fortuna, and Manuel Tago, we like, okay, like, it solidifies Ryan as an exciting fighter to watch. And I think that was part of the reason why that Tank fight did as well as it did, because like that Javier Fortuna fight, he beat that man down, the super fast left hook that just appeared out of nowhere. That was great. Like, I even thought that Ryan had a chance in the fight because he went on a nice little run. He was talking that shit. It didn't sound like it was far-fetched. It sounded like it was grounded in reality. I'm like, hey, Ryan, you felt like Ryan could pull it off, so he wanted to watch. But I'm not really going to want to see Ryan if he gets completely dominated by Devin. If he if he's a live dog in the fight and puts up resistance and he loses, like, I'm fine with that, bro. I watch fighters who lose all the time. Like, some of my favorite fighters got Gabe Rosado had half of his fights was losses, bro. But I still watch that, man. Like, I love watching Gabe Rosado. It's just
I respect your answer, but I just think I feel like Ryan's bigger than boxing now. I feel like you have to clearly build your name up, but I mean, now that he's there, you may not want to watch him, but like the regular fake person that just watches, whatever is a current event during the week is gonna like try and like
casual,
And it's also, if he do
especially
lose,
if he's screaming.
If he do lose, his only 2 losses is to Tank and Devin Haney. It's not bad losses to have.
Right.
No, it's not. I said Ryan was a great fighter.
Yeah, and he's today's Oscar La Hoya, basically.
He's better than most.
To all the big guys
that he's in the same tier as. He's not better than. Or
yeah, like he's a great fighter.
Like all the big guys.
Ryan's a top 10 fighter. Like, he was a top 10 fighter at 135. He's a top 10 fighter at 140. Like, he's a top 10. He just isn't going to beat like the elite of the elite. His
and I also think he went levels above what he was ready to go too early. Like when he took the Tank fight, shouldn't have took that fight yet. He wasn't ready yet.
No,
you can't even keep your right hand up when you're throwing your left hand. You're not ready for that tier. Just like, and
Devin still isn't ready for Tank. Ryan definitely wasn't ready for Tank.
Bro, like, why the comparison?
Devin has a better IQ and more prepared.
I want to see who reacts, bro.
I'm about to throw my laptop. Frank over here. I feel like Frank is looking at me every time he says something about
every time
Devin.
he
Like
say
he's
something about Haney. He's looking at you like this.
Bro's just a pure hater.
Yo, speaking of Haney and Tank, is this a tougher fight for Ryan than the Tank fight?
Yes. Well, yes and no. Because the catchweight rehydration pause situation had a stink on that fight with Tank. This is a much better fight because, well, it would have been for a belt, but Ryan's hydrated. There's no funny business. There's no mole in the camp. This is a true blue fight between two guys who want to get it on. That's why I think it's a better fight. No tricks, no funny business. And in a lot of ways, it's a more fair fight, right? I think the Tank fight was harder because of all the antics going on, but it's just more fair. And plus, this is going to be a version of Ryan Garcia is going to be tougher to fight than the one that fought Tank for Devin.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a better version of Ryan Garcia with a better coach. Yeah, a completely different Ryan Garcia. I think that's why we have no idea what to expect out of him tomorrow, bro.
Really don't. So. We really don't. We only could go off what we've seen, but then also off his antics. So we could all be like, "Oh, yeah, it's an easy walk in the park for Devin. Ryan ain't there." But Ryan can come there and be on his A game and can shock us all.
Hey, Ryan can knock a guy out.
Hey, remember
Ryan can knock a guy out.
Right, but remember towards the end of the last fight how Ryan was circling around the ring towards the end of the rounds, and I feel like he was trying to set up Duarte, but if he's like more on the offensive against like Haney, like I don't know, I feel like he's just gonna get caught. I feel like he's not like tactical enough to fight someone as smart as Haney.
He can get caught, but it ain't like them shots gonna put him out if he get
caught. Nah, right. But I'm not caught, but just more pieced up. Not caught with one where it just like, changes the whole fight. It's just a fight full of like him getting his ass whipped. That's what I think.
Because Ryan could also come in there with the Oscar De La Hoya jab and give pressure to Devin Haney and make it a hard fight.
Yeah, we have no idea. And Ryan's last
looking
fight,
for one more than being tactical. But
Ryan's last fight the whole fight was on the back foot, so this is a completely different fight that he's going to be fighting tomorrow than how he fought against Duarte on the back foot. So, but before that, we know that. I mean, like I said, Ryan can knock a dude out, and Devin can't. So. That's a big difference. That one guy can knock a guy out and the other guy can't knock a guy out.
Yeah, but he hasn't knocked out someone like Haney. Like, they look so different.
Devin can't, but I feel like he can. Like, I feel like he can't because he's just too fundamental and he's just too like strategic to what like I said.
He won't step up.
Even if he stun you, he's not gonna go after you right at that.
But I feel like the opposite is Ryan's problem.
Keep taking his time.
I feel like
keep taking his time.
I feel like they're both end of the spectrum.
To UD.
All right, listen. This is
go ahead, Jenkins.
Go
ahead, Koopa.
I'm
you got it, Koopa.
You got it. We've been talking about him too much.
So Rob brought up an interesting point earlier because who mentioned Maidana? Was it you, Rob?
Yeah.
All right, so. Who's seen Mayweather versus Maidana? I mean, I think we're all old enough to go watch that fight. Okay, but Maidana wasn't some master technician, but he gave Floyd a lot of problems who people considered a master technician to the point they had to have a rematch. To the point people felt that Maidana won that fight, which I think Floyd won that fight, but it was very, very close. Ryan doesn't have to be a master technician to fight Devin and give him problems.
Very true. But I feel you're right. I'll just wait to see how it looks because I just don't think.
Who's gonna hug more?
We can do another one of these. We can do another one of these after the fight, bro. Like that's
right.
Kazo's here.
Of course, we can.
Which would be great. I can see you.
Yo, Kazo, you can hear us?
Yeah.
Kazo probably back Louis V. Balenciaga shorty.
Man, fighting Keith Thurman in the gym. He tired.
Bro, I ain't fight Keith Thurman, bro. I fought this little Indian motherfucker nigga got 17 fights. He down there whooped my ass.
Damn, for real?
Nah.
An Indian whooped your ass.
He damn near did. That motherfucker
that's crazy.
Hands, bro.
That's crazy. He knocked you out. Said thank you. Come again. Nah, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Twisted Sheet, 1919.
All right, I'm gonna edit that part out of the video, bro. But
No, you don't.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
yo,
We're about to get to edit it out.
yo, Keizo, what's up, bro? What's going down tomorrow, man? What's happening tomorrow in that fight?
Devin Haney UD if he don't get greedy.
What,
And
you
he
think you
don't
can
get
knock him
greedy.
out?
Nah,
Yeah,
hell nah.
UD.
UD, he ain't knocking
This
that
man
boy
got
out.
knocked out of UD. Franklin, you all right?
Here, what percentage of chance do y'all have give Ryan to win tomorrow, bro? We already heard Cooper gives him 40%. Cooper
Cooper,
gives
you
him
gave him
40%.
40? I'm
But
actually fucking
I give him
surprised.
50.
I think
He's one
why she
punch
calling
away.
me? Devin can get hurt by Ryan, and I think Ryan's going to be the guy. If Devin is hurt, he will be able to capitalize on it compared to other people. I think Lomo didn't have enough size and power to do so. He's a locksmith, right? But he didn't really capitalize. Devin was too much of a live dog. But since, like I said, same size. Ryan's good at closing distance, fast hands, good combinations for the most part. A guy his size and Devin, I think it's possible for him to do it. I think a lot of people need to give Ryan more credit.
Yeah, Ryan. I think Ryan has a. If Ryan hurts him, then I think he puts it away. If he hurts him, like the other guys. Plus, I don't know why Haney's talking. You remember that video where Haney was with that big ass wrestling guy, and he's like, "Yeah, in a street fight, I'd knock a 250 guy out. I beat a
Guy
I beat
said
a
it
guy
by
that's
Ellie.
250."
It's
To be fair,
Bro.
he beat Bradley Martin.
Bro, he's never
bodybuilder.
knocked anybody out. How's he gonna knock a 250-pound guy out if he's never knocked anybody out?
Just
What is
because he
talking
didn't
about?
doesn't mean he can't. Devin just doesn't like to
And I
sit
feel
down
like
and punch
he don't
himself, see
look for
himself
the
be a sit
knockout.
and duck.
He don't look for it. Like I told you, he's just so fundamental, so he can stun somebody.
It's
can
not
have them
that,
legs
bro.
wobbly,
Devin just way
but he
too
not gonna go
disciplined to
after
sit
it.
in the pocket with you.
Exactly. He just like to box, bro. He like the pure art of boxing, dog.
But Tank not gonna let that motherfucker box. Tank gonna try to fight Devin. And we saw that in that sparring clip.